There aren't many doll companies out there providing luxury fashion dolls to the collector market. So it's been really fantastic to watch the development of the JHD fashion doll company, as they're really a direct competitor to Integrity Toys, and provide a 12-inch doll who has all those wonderful features that we're looking for, like the brilliant articulation, but also the high quality accessories and realistic shoes. So I wanted to get hold of one of the newer JHD dolls. They're best known for their Mizi dolls, and this is Gloria, who is from the Mizi doll line. And I wanted to open her up and just do a bit of a comparison and see how well they really fit that market and compare with an Integrity Toys doll at the moment. In the box is Santorini Vacation Gloria, who's from the Covergirl series. You can see the box labelled with the Covergirl logo. These dolls seem to have slightly simpler outfits, but ones that would be suited well to the cover of a magazine, as the title suggests. She is called Santorini Vacation, as I said, and obviously the outfit is meant to represent something that you could wear on a seaside holiday. Now, before I open her any further, I want to comment on the weight of the box. I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad thing. For me right now, it's a bad thing because I'm overseas and I need to bring these dolls home. So it means I'm going to have to leave her box behind, unfortunately, because it is quite a nice box. Just showing the front of it again. It's very, very solid. It's got a cool pattern, but yeah, it's super heavy. And I guess, yeah, you just decide whether that is a good thing or a bad thing. It means that if you want to store it, it's a big piece. The inside has a little bit of info here about JHD and highlighting the fact that this doll was released in 2023, and that's when the company was 5 years old. So we can see they're a relatively new company in the grand scheme of things, unlike Integrity Toys, who I am going to be really talking about and comparing them with. Gloria comes in the box with just a plastic coat under that, and then you can see all of her items. I'll take that plastic layer off, and we can also see that she has this accessories drawer, again very, very similar to Integrity Toys. So we got a lot of purposeful similarities there. She comes, I don't really understand this purse, oversized hoop purse. I don't know who would carry something like this. I guess it's sort of halfway between a fancy leather purse with a sort of faux Chanel logo and a beach bag. I didn't understand in the photos, and I still don't understand it. Maybe I will more when I see it on her. So that's wrapped in plastic there. We've got her stand. JHD's dolls always come like this in their box with the legs bent. I like the fact that they have ribbon ties holding them in. I comment on this sort of thing a lot, but I love when dolls can just come out by untying. But I don't really get the bent leg thing, especially when the newer JHD dolls, they have a full box length, whereas some of them do come in smaller boxes where the bent leg would help, but they're sort of the more baseline ones. Now, JHD dolls have gone up a little bit in cost. They are nearly as expensive as an Integrity Toys doll at the moment. So keep that in mind if you're buying one. You really do have to think that they're as good or like them as much. To me, the things that really differentiate dolls like JHD and Integrity Toys from Playline dolls are the realism of the accessories, especially the shoes, purses and jewellery. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if the quality is as good as I am expecting. Here is Gloria out of the box, and we can see I really liked her face. I don't know if the cute is the right word. We've got the lips that are just a little bit open there, and a really pretty colour, almost coral, that goes really nicely with the outfit. She has beach blonde hair. It is slightly messy, but note that I didn't buy this doll brand new, so even though she is more or less never removed from box condition, I am guessing that she has been taken out, because the hair I think would be neater than this if she was straight out of the box. It is pure straight hair with just a gathered little side part there. Sometimes Mizi dolls JHD dolls, whether they're Mizi or different lines, have more complex hairstyles. Sometimes they don't. I don't I guess I'd like to see maybe at this price point some perhaps fancier hairstyles, but the hair is really nice and soft. It doesn't have any product in it, which again is another differentiator to me between high-end collector fashion dolls and play dolls. She has pierced ears. This one was poking out a little bit, but I have pushed it back in, so I think they are pierced correctly. And yeah, I really love that colour of her lips, and I love the little pout that she has with the open lips. According to her product description, Gloria's hair colour is gold. I would say that it is more light blonde, verging on platinum, and her skin tone is referred to as Californians. I will do a comparison a bit later, but it looks to me to be a pretty close comparison to the FR White from Integrity Toys. She comes dressed just in her clothes and her earrings. The other accessories are in the box, but we can see some nice features to her clothing. It is a nice knit fabric. It is the jacket thing is fully lined, and we've got some very ornate and pretty miniature gold buttons on the jacket and the shorts. The pockets on the shorts are not real, but I think that the ones on the jacket actually are, and that's pretty cute in this scale as well. I'll talk a little bit about her body later, but one thing I noticed with the newer dolls from JHD is this literal ball joint. So they're not ball jointed dolls, okay? But her joint in her elbow is literally a ball, and it actually does allow for a very wide range of movement. I don't think it is the most beautiful joint I've ever seen, but I do think that for a factory processed fashion doll, it allows for a really good range of movement. Looking at her hands, I really like that the nail colour for her manicure matches her clothing and lips, so we can see that running through the whole line of the doll. I do notice when I zoom in up close that there is a little bit of chipping to some of the polish. I hadn't noticed that before. Now again, that could well be because she is not brand new, but I would say it does, suggest that the nail varnish is not particularly durable. Opening up the accessories drawer, I can see what Gloria comes with. So as with most Integrity Toys dolls, she comes with a spare pair of hands. They are grip hands. All of the dolls have long nailed hands. Now I do think that there's been some improvement in the hands that JHD dolls come with, because the previous dolls that I've had from this line, I really thought that their fingernails made them look like they had claws. Now there's still a little bit of that here, I have to say, on her basic hand, but the grip hands look a little bit better. Honestly, I don't know that, long nails that long, look, I guess they meant to go with that Covergirl thing, but they're a bit ridiculous. And yeah, they kind of make her look like she's transforming into a werewolf. So I don't know if they quite achieve what they're supposed to in terms of the high fashion, but they're okay. I think they have improved them a little bit. So as well as the hands, we have a nice pair of glasses. Oh, that's so cute that they have JHD imprinted down each side. They do not close, so they are fixed in that position, but nonetheless, I think that is gorgeous. And they're pretty good fit on Gloria. So oversized white sunglasses. That's very good. She also has some sandals. So these are platform wedges with ribbon ties. They're kind of basic form, but they are really nice looking. And hopefully will be very easy to get on. So they come out of their little packet. And if we slip them onto Gloria's feet, it's a bit of a struggle to get each of the ribbons over, but it only took me, so this is real time, so you can see that it's only taking me a few seconds. This one's a little bit harder. I will pause the video if it's going to take me too long. She's got her shoes on. It didn't actually take me a lot longer to get the second one on, but I did really have to concentrate. So it's a bit hard to do in front of the camera. And so just be aware of that. That said, one of the defining features to me of this type of fashion doll over a play doll, like even a high-end Barbie, is that we have the real shoes. So by real, I mean we've got a sole, we've got an inner sole, and we've got the straps. These are kind of basic ones, but they still fit in with that. And they just look so much better than cast plastic shoes when they're on. I mean, honestly, I think it's worth that extra. Last thing she comes with, and again, another defining feature to me between play and collectible dolls, is the real metal jewellery. So we can see she's got 4 bracelets and she has a long necklace. They're all, I guess, kind of simple, but real metal, and they're going to look very, very realistic when she's wearing them. The hands pop off. It takes a little bit of jiggling. So yeah, you do have to, I guess, know what you're doing to get her hands off, to get that jewellery on. Like in the promo picture, she was wearing one of each type on each arm. So let's get her like that. So we've got a sort of plain gold band and a textured gold band for each hand, and I kind of threw her hand away, getting that one off. I'm sure it is not gone far. So we pop those on, grab her hand back, and there it is. Okay, so she has her jewellery. Other than the necklace, it is an exaggerated long necklace with 2 strands. I know 3 strands, so it's a layered necklace with 3 strands. Now, I was sort of hoping it was one I could just slide over her head, because these little hooks are a bit tricky to do up, especially if you, if you're not sort of in practice. It can be a bit challenging. So I'm going to pop the video off to get the necklace on. The necklace was actually pretty easy to do up, which is a relief. I think that's because it's not tight. The ones that are a little bit tight, I find super challenging to get on. It looks great. I love the triple layer. It just really adds a lot to a doll, I think, to have real metal, real fabric in the shoes, as opposed to, just cast plastic like you'd get in a Barbie or a Monster High. I mean, they're cute too, but they're just a different level. So I really like this. Now we've got nearly everything with her. Obviously she doesn't have her weird bag yet, but she will soon. Last thing is the stand. And again, I love that we get a stand. Obviously, oops, I'm just falling out there. A lot of dolls do come with stands, but a lot don't as well. And I just, it's hard to say why you wouldn't include a stand, because it just makes it, that good thing for collectors. Now, the JHD stands, like Integrity dolls, they have a sliding piece that slots into a glass-based stand. It all goes together well. I like that these are just glass and they have the JHD fashion doll logo down the bottom. Simple, clean, although I have to say I really like the sort of personalised stands that Integrity dolls come with, depending on their line or whether they were for a special event and so on. These ones pretty much all exactly the same. I haven't seen one that looks different, even if it's from a different line. Gloria stands up very solidly on the stand, and she really looks beautiful. We've just got one last thing to give her, which is her weird purse. And yes, I still think it is really weird. As I say, sort of meant to look like Chanel, sort of meant to maybe look like a beach bag. I don't really understand it, and I think maybe if they were going to give her that bag, then they could have given her hoop earrings or something to match that. It goes with the bracelets fairly well. I like the gold elements throughout, but I would have put more hoop items on her. I probably would have put some gold into her shoes as well. The colour of the leather goes reasonably well with the glasses and with the pearls on the necklace. So I think it is thought out okay, but maybe not quite quite perfect. That said, it's a fun accessory because it's a bit unique, and that's the thing we're going to remember about her. I'm just going to take the glasses off as well so we can get a better look at her face as she's standing up. They're a little difficult to get off, and you see that I kind of knocked her off the stand doing that because they're a pretty tight fit on her head. So, you know, I guess something just to keep in mind. She's relatively stable, and the good thing about a stand like that is that it doesn't affect display. So although when I maybe put her up the first time, I might find her a little bit wobbly, but then it's very nice with her clothing. It's not hidden by anything, so I do like it. And the clear glass also adds to that. You know, it makes it part of, you know, a good way of displaying her, but without actually adding something to the display. So overall, I'm really happy with Gloria. I think she has a beautiful face. Her clothing is nicely made, is a little bit simple. I do wonder if maybe she could have come with something else. You know, even if it was just a towel for the beach or an alternative swimsuit or something. It just seems a bit simple. The body quality build, I have to say, she feels really nice and solid. And I said this when I looked at a Katie girl not too long ago, that I feel like the build quality of the Mizi and JHD dolls has improved a lot. The ones that I had for like 2 years ago, the plastic felt much more lightweight, whereas Gloria, she feels really solid. I know that she is, obviously, I know that she's not an Integrity Toys doll, but the feel is very close, and I would say comparable quality. When I see her standing like this, it highlights something that I feel about this doll. She has the Fashion Model 2.0 body, and I don't remember exactly when they upgraded to 2.0, but what they did was extend the length of the legs. And now if you have a look at her, the legs are like massively more than half her height, and it's very obvious with the outfit she has, and to me it just looks strange. I know that fashion royalty have sort of, you know, extended, elongated legs, but this doll, this body in particular, so this Mizi Fashion Model 2.0 body has the most elongated legs of any of these fashion dolls that I'm aware of, and it's just a bit too much for me, which I think is a pity. To highlight what I mean about the length of the legs, I've just laid Gloria down here alongside two Integrity Toys fashion dolls. So I've got a Poppy Parker on this side and a New Fantasy with the New Face body, and New Face proportions are nearly identical to the Fashion Royalty proportions. Now, I've tried to put the bottom of their torso as close to the same point as I could for all these dolls. Now, Poppy, I know, has the closest to proportionate legs of any of these dolls, and if you have a look, there is a significant difference between the position of Poppy's feet and the position of Gloria's feet. I personally love the Poppy Parker body. It is, I mean, it's not realistic, but I think it's beautiful, and I think it incorporates elements of realism with the fashion model body at a level that I really love. So that to me is great. I'm not sure why you need to have the like full extra centimetre, maybe 1.5 centimetres. If you have a look to the New Fantasy, it's a bit harder to tell, but we've still got 0.5 centimetre at least of difference in the leg length between those two. So it is significant, I feel, and it is visible, and giving clothes like that just highlights that feature. I guess they think is a feature, but I was actually really disappointed when I saw that update to the body that, you know, just gave her a really unrealistic height. In terms of the posability, this is something I think that JHD have done really well with this body in making some changes and improvements. If you have a look, I'd mentioned the ball elbow earlier, and she actually can just get slightly more bend and articulation from that than Poppy can. Another element she has over Poppy is that her head does tilt just a little bit. So Poppy's just swivels, and this is something that, you know, a lot of people talk about with many dolls, is being able to get some head tilt. And I do see there is just a tiny bit in there. She is obviously still dressed, but she doesn't have many clothes, so I'm not really going to bother taking them off. You can see she has a very similar bust joint there. I think Poppy's has a little bit more flex than Gloria's, which can go backwards, but not really much else. Goes perhaps back a little bit more than Poppy's does though. But otherwise very similar. In terms of the legs, roughly identical on the lift, and the knee, Poppy might just, no, I think maybe actually Gloria just has it. They're again very close, so there's not much in that whatsoever. So I think it's a really nice body from JHD that really does cater to so many things that the Integrity Toys collectors, and you know, it's not just for Integrity Toys collectors obviously, but you can see that these dolls are really going to appeal to more or less the same people, because they offer a lot of the same features, both in terms of the doll quality and build, and in terms of the features that they offer. It's hard to get a comparison on the skin, but again, it is really, really close to the same. Gloria's has maybe just a slightly golder tone, but I reckon you could swap their heads without there being much issue. And I do wonder if JHD was actively inspired by Poppy Parker with this face. It is not the same. It's not as though they have copied her, but there are a lot of similarities in these two in particular. I guess Poppy has blue eyes, but we can see the lip colour very similar. Now I think I'm really happy with Gloria as a doll package. I love all the things she comes with. I think the quality is really nice. There are some things I would change. The outfit and the leg length and the purse would be the things that I would change. The outfit is cute, but I think it's just cute. Maybe she could have a, you know, a long boho skirt or something like that. Maybe that goes away from the Covergirl idea, but nonetheless, it would. But there are lots of things I love about her. I think the build quality is fantastic now. I think it's improved a lot. And I don't notice the, you know, long nail oddity anymore. I love the accessories. I love her face. Her hair is really nice. It's not amazing, but it's really nice. The legs, so I really wish that JHD would reduce the length of the legs, just cut them down by 1 centimetre, and I think that you would have a package that I would appreciate a little bit more. But overall, she is a beautiful doll, and I would suggest, you know, if you had a JHD from maybe 2 or 3 years ago and weren't super happy with it, maybe try another, because I think there have been huge improvements. The price has gone up as well, but in terms of, you know, can you get another doll, you know, readily available on the market who offers this high build quality in terms of the doll herself and the accessories? Not really. I think, you know, there are a few out there, but there aren't many. And so, yeah, I would definitely get another JHD. If you've enjoyed meeting Gloria and watching this review, then please do subscribe to my channel and make sure to like this video.